Los Angeles Lakers fans, the chatter around the league has been heating up, and it seems like everyone is trying to figure out the next big move for this team. The Lakers have made it clear that they are in search of a wing player who can contribute on both ends, someone who brings size and defensive versatility. But the reality is that options of that caliber are incredibly limited at this stage of the season. Teams holding the kind of players that might fit this description, like New Orleans with Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, are reluctant to part with them before the offseason. They understand that waiting a few months could significantly increase their trade value. And as the Lakers sit in the middle of the Western Conference standings, timing becomes a tricky factor. Looking beyond the Pelicans, other players like Miles Bridges have come into the conversation, but Charlotte has shown a desire to evaluate how their core group performs now that their roster is mostly healthy. Even with impressive wins, such as the blowout against Oklahoma City, the Hornets are not in a rush to move someone who could prove valuable down the line. Meanwhile, the Miami Heat present another option with Andrew Wiggins, but his price tag is daunting. Teams are unlikely to lower it unless Miami's position in the standings deteriorates significantly. And even then, the risk of committing tens of millions for the offseason looms large. At the same time, the Heat sit comfortably above .500, making it even less likely that they will offload a player like Wiggins mid-season, leaving the Lakers in a position where acquiring a clear-cut starting-level wing feels uncertain at best. In this environment, the Lakers' front office faces a difficult choice: pursue a top-tier wing and potentially give up valuable assets for a player who may not even move, or focus on more achievable goals that can strengthen the roster immediately. One path that seems increasingly sensible is to explore fringe-level wings who can provide depth and flexibility without risking the team's long-term plans. Players like Terrence Mann or Josh Green fall into this category, offering rotational value and athleticism, even if they're not the marquee names everyone dreams about. These players can help bridge gaps in the lineup, particularly on defense and in transition, while preserving cap space and future assets for bigger moves later in the offseason. The emergence of Jake LaRavia also adds an interesting wrinkle to these discussions. He has shown the ability to step into a starting role and contribute in multiple facets of the game. Offensively, he may not replicate the scoring of veterans like Rui Hachimura, but his defensive impact, rebounding, and willingness to do the gritty work that wins games are invaluable. When evaluating a player like LaRavia, it becomes clear that the Lakers can gain a lot by leaning on developing talent while supplementing with complementary pieces. His inconsistencies are natural for a young player in his first significant role, but the potential upside is enormous if he continues to grow and adjust to the demands of playoff-level basketball. Considering these realities, the Lakers' most urgent area to address is the bench. Currently, their depth is one of the weakest in the league, and shoring up these minutes could dramatically improve the team's performance. Imagine the difference it would make if the Lakers could turn a weak bench into a reliable unit, capable of providing energy, athleticism, and defensive versatility for extended stretches of play. By focusing on attainable targets rather than chasing high-priced starters, the Lakers can strategically improve their roster without mortgaging their future. Acquiring multiple second-tier players to strengthen the bench not only solves depth issues, but also provides flexibility for potential future trades or additions. One scenario that makes a lot of sense involves targeting younger, athletic players who can contribute right away while maintaining financial flexibility. For example, a package of 3 or 4 rotation players from a team like the Brooklyn Nets could be transformative. By bringing in players like Cam Thomas, Drawn Sharp, Haywood Highsmith, and Isaiah Williams, the Lakers can inject both youth and energy into their lineup, addressing defensive lapses and rebounding deficits without sacrificing major assets. The combined cost of such acquisitions is manageable, and they allow the Lakers to retain cap space for potential mid-season or off-season opportunities for higher-profile players. The strategic advantage of this approach is clear. Instead of gambling on the availability of a high-end wing, the Lakers can reinforce their existing strengths while addressing weaknesses that are entirely within their control. The addition of a few versatile, two-way players could transform the bench into a reliable unit capable of maintaining leads, contributing in transition, and relieving the starters without a significant drop in production. This approach also creates a natural foundation for integrating young talents like Laravia into a more prominent role, while still maintaining veteran leadership on the court. It's a strategy that balances immediate impact with long-term planning, maximizing the team's chances to remain competitive in the Western Conference without overextending financially or structurally. Even small upgrades in rotation players can have an outsized impact, particularly when paired with athletic, defensively capable wings who can play multiple positions. The Lakers have already seen the value of players like Jared Vanderbilt, whose hustle and defensive instincts provide a template for the type of depth that could elevate this roster. Adding 2 or 3 more players with similar traits, someone who can chase loose balls, grab offensive rebounds, and hit timely shots, could drastically improve both the team's performance and its ability to handle the grind of a playoff push. These are the types of moves that often go unnoticed by casual fans, but can be decisive over the course of a long season, especially in a league where margins between winning and losing are razor thin. In summary, while the allure of a high-profile trade for a starting-caliber wing remains tempting, the more pragmatic approach for the Lakers is to focus on realistic improvements. Strengthening the bench with versatile, athletic players addresses the most glaring deficiencies while keeping long-term flexibility intact. This path allows the team to enhance depth, maintain financial flexibility, and provide young contributors like Laravia with the opportunity to thrive. By prioritizing achievable upgrades, the Lakers not only prepare for the immediate challenges of the season, but also lay the groundwork for a sustainable competitive advantage, all while keeping the door open for larger moves if the right opportunity presents itself later. Building on the idea of targeting second-tier, versatile players, the Lakers could completely change the dynamic of their roster by focusing on energy, two-way play, and positional flexibility. The bench, as it stands, limits the team's options in critical moments, forcing starters to log heavy minutes and often leaving defensive lapses that opponents can exploit. By bringing in a mix of athletic wings and guards who could defend multiple positions, rebound effectively, and contribute offensively when needed, the Lakers would gain a level of consistency and reliability that they have been missing. Players who may not be stars but can execute a defined role with intensity can be invaluable, especially during playoff rotations where every possession matters. Consider how a combination of young, developing talents could be strategically deployed. Jake Laravia, for instance, has demonstrated that he can handle significant minutes at the 3 position while offering defensive versatility that veterans sometimes cannot provide. Pairing him with rotational guards like Josh Green or Terrence Mann adds both depth and flexibility. These players bring athleticism that allows them to switch on defense, chase down loose balls, and contest shots without compromising spacing or offensive execution. With the right mix, the Lakers could establish a bench that is capable of sustaining pressure on opponents rather than merely maintaining a lead. This approach would not only preserve starter energy, but also create opportunities for matchup advantages in key stretches of games. The potential addition of players from teams like the Brooklyn Nets highlights another crucial aspect of roster construction: affordability and positional coverage. By acquiring multiple contributors for a combined salary that is manageable, the Lakers can reinforce areas of weakness without impacting their long-term financial strategy. Adding players like Cam Thomas, Dron Sharp, Haywood Highsmith, and Isaiah Williams could inject both youth and athleticism into the rotation, directly addressing defensive gaps and providing secondary scoring options. These acquisitions allow the Lakers to rotate lineups more effectively, experiment with different offensive sets, and maintain defensive intensity across 4 quarters. The goal is not just to plug holes, but to transform the bench into a meaningful extension of the starting lineup, capable of dictating the pace and flow of games. An often overlooked aspect of bench upgrades is their impact on team culture and energy. Players who bring relentless effort, defensive commitment, and a willingness to do the dirty work can set a tone that influences the entire roster. Jared Vanderbilt exemplifies this type of player, and finding similar contributors would elevate the Lakers' overall competitiveness. When multiple players on the second unit exhibit these traits, the team can sustain momentum during critical periods, defend at a higher level without compromising on rebounds or transition opportunities, and execute offensive sets without relying solely on superstar production. The accumulation of these small advantages often determines playoff success, where every possession counts. Depth also allows for strategic flexibility in trade negotiations and off-season planning. By addressing the bench now, the Lakers preserve the ability to explore higher-profile acquisitions later without sacrificing short-term competitiveness. This methodical approach ensures that any future trade for a starting-caliber wing or other high-level contributor would be additive rather than compensatory. Essentially, the Lakers would create a scenario where their depth is strong enough that taking a calculated risk on a star player does not endanger the integrity of the team's rotation. It also gives head coaches more freedom to experiment with lineups, optimize matchups, and deploy players in situations that maximize their strengths, all of which are crucial during playoff basketball. While speculation often centers on marquee trades, the most practical path is one rooted in incremental improvement. Adding 2 or 3 complementary pieces who excel in defense, hustle plays, and transitional scoring can immediately elevate the team without requiring the displacement of current starters or sacrificing future flexibility. For example, incorporating players like Nick Smith Jr. or Kobe Buffkin alongside LaRavia and Rui Hachimura could form a bench rotation capable of generating points, defending multiple positions, and maintaining high energy. This strategy addresses the Lakers' most pressing needs in a realistic, actionable way, allowing for immediate gains while preserving the potential for bigger, splashier moves later. Another critical factor is the ability to balance minutes effectively. Currently, the Lakers face challenges in managing the workload of starters who are logging extensive minutes night after night. By strengthening the second unit with reliable, two-way players, the team can distribute minutes more evenly, reduce injury risk, and maintain consistent performance throughout the season. Players capable of stepping in and delivering defensively, hitting open shots, and controlling the pace on both ends of the floor provide a buffer that can absorb high-pressure situations without compromising outcomes. Over the course of a long season, this type of depth can be a decisive factor, particularly in a competitive Western Conference where margins between playoff positions are slim. It's also important to highlight the long-term benefits of investing in younger, versatile players. While veterans provide stability, developing talent with strong defensive instincts, athleticism, and potential offensive growth can create a sustainable pipeline of contributors. By emphasizing these traits, the Lakers ensure that their roster remains adaptable, capable of evolving with shifts in team needs and league trends. These second-tier players are not merely placeholders. They are foundational pieces who can mature into integral contributors over time, blending seamlessly with established stars while maintaining financial and roster flexibility for future moves. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the Los Angeles Lakers appear to be quietly assembling what could be one of the most intriguing lineups in the NBA. Sources close to team discussions suggest that the Lakers have secured agreements to bring in Andrew Wiggins and Nick Claxton, moves that could drastically reshape the team's dynamics heading into the next season. While nothing has been officially announced, insiders hint that the front office has been actively pursuing these signings as part of a larger plan to bolster both their perimeter scoring and defensive presence in the paint. Andrew Wiggins, known for his scoring versatility and defensive capabilities, has long been on the radar of several contending franchises, but the Lakers' interest seems to have intensified recently. Analysts speculate that Wiggins' ability to stretch the floor and defend multiple positions could complement the Lakers' existing core, providing a balance that has sometimes been missing in previous seasons. His reputation as a clutch performer in high-pressure situations could also be a key factor in Los Angeles' pursuit of another championship run. Meanwhile, Nick Claxton represents a different kind of asset, an emerging presence in the front court whose shot blocking and rebounding skills could dramatically improve the Lakers' interior defense. Claxton's athleticism and rim protection offer a new layer to the team's defensive schemes, potentially addressing one of the Lakers' most persistent weaknesses. His addition could free up other players to focus on perimeter threats, while allowing the Lakers to be more aggressive in the paint. Speculation about these signings has stirred excitement among fans and analysts alike. Rumors suggest that the Lakers see these acquisitions not just as individual upgrades, but as pieces of a broader strategy aimed at building a more versatile, defensively solid, and offensively dangerous team. Some insiders believe these moves are indicative of the Lakers' willingness to take calculated risks to return to the top tier of the league. While confirmation is still pending, the prospect of Wiggins and Claxton in purple and gold has already ignited conversations across social media, with supporters debating how these additions might fit alongside the franchise's current stars. If true, these signings could mark a significant turning point, hinting at a Lakers roster that is both more dynamic and deeper than many expected. For now, all eyes remain on Los Angeles, as fans and commentators eagerly await official word on these potentially transformative moves. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.